I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday. We need to learn everything we can.
You're not gonna die. Not if I have anything to say about it.
This can't be right.
Time to impact. 1 minute. Jara, I need you to do the right thing.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Well, Star Trek fans, I have some bad news for you, and it is all about one of the games that I've been playing here on the channel, Star Trek Resurgence. As you can see, Star Trek Resurgence is now no more. And what does that mean for you? Well, it means that if you don't have it, you may not be able to get it. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. So this is pretty fresh, but this is from TrekMovie.com, and it comes straight from the developers themselves, Dramatic Labs. But essentially the game Star Trek Resurgence, which came out, I believe in 2022, 2023, it's only been out for like 3 years, that it will no longer be available for sale. And it is actually, if you go to their Steam page, you can see from the game masters themselves, Dramatic Labs, it says, "Thanks for playing. Our license to distribute Star Trek Resurgence has come to an end, so the game will no longer be offered for sale." It's gone from Steam. It looks like you can still get the demo, but you can't buy it here. And I tell you, this was like one of my favorite Star Trek games I ever played. I guess I hit Steam in 2024, but I'm really bummed about this. And I wanted to let you know, because you don't have a lot of time if you've been sitting on your hands and thinking about getting this game. It's kind of like a Telltale Games type approach to Star Trek. I've got some gameplay going, on the channel. You can go and see those episodes. I'm almost complete with the game, but I haven't finished editing all of the videos yet, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit of time. Essentially what's happening is that the game is being pulled from all of the storefronts. According to TrekWeb, Steve Wright here at TrekMovie.com, the game has already been pulled from the Microsoft store. It's gone, and you can see like it's gone from Steam right here. You can still get it at the Epic Games store. It's $24.99, and on Nintendo it's $20. So if you've got a Nintendo, maybe that's the better deal for you. And apparently you can still get it for PlayStation as well at $24.99. But it seems like time is running out, because it's already gone from 2 different storefronts. And what they do say here at Trek Movie is that you could probably still find a PlayStation or an Xbox hard copy through Amazon. Looks like they are here. There's not a lot left, it seems. They're about 30 bucks, not too bad. Oh, look, some costumes. And there's this awesome Star Trek Resurgence prequel comic that tells you the story before the game starts that you can get. It's 5 issues, and I think you can get it all on Kindle too. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free, which is pretty cool. But it's this part right here about it no longer being available for sale, that it's being pulled from all digital storefronts, according to Dramatic Labs and their publisher, Brunner House. They announced on April 13th, what an unlucky day to be a Star Trek game lover. So it's really sad to me. And I guess what this does mean is it seals the fate of this franchise itself, in terms of having more games in the vein, a Star Trek Resurgence 2, if you will. If you're not familiar, Star Trek Resurgence is a bit of a Telltale type game where your choices matter. People react to what you decide. You can obey the captain. You can disobey the captain, like you saw in the trailer. You can go it alone. You can use your friends to help guide you. And you play 2 different characters. You play Jara Rydick. She is a commander, and she's a new first officer on the USS Resolute. That's your ship. It's a slick Centaur class ship, which reminds me of the Miranda class, which is my favorite, so I always really enjoy it. And you play Carter Diaz, who is like an engineer or almost like an ensign type thing, but he seems to be an officer. And you play their two different branching storylines. Eventually they converge at different points, and you're trying to stop a war between two sets of aliens, the Hotari and the Elidians. And there's a big throwback to the Next Generation with, you can see Spock, as you saw in the thumbnail. I think Commander Riker makes an appearance at one point in time. We saw him in the trailer there too. And Portal 6-3 from a TNG episode, an early one at that, which is a really deep cut with the Takans, and that's the whole plot for the same. Not a lot of spoilers because there's a lot that happens in the game, and I really dig it. But now it's going to be gone. And, you know, I don't know how long that you have to buy this game right now as I'm recording this, and it could be gone from these storefronts as by the time you see it. But if you're interested in a Star Trek game and you want to invest, 9-10 hours into something, it's a lot of fun, and you can play it a couple different times. You can be like the super rogue person, you can be the super teetotaler, and follow every order and get through it that way. You can really have a lot of fun with it, and it is set in a very interesting time period. It's basically after the events of Star Trek Nemesis, like just after those events right there. So all of that is canon up until then, and then the game happens after that, which is a really interesting time. That's kind of when the Star Trek TNG films ended, so it continues that story in the universe. So I'm not sure what else to say. I just wanted to put this out there as a PSA that no longer will you be able to buy Star Trek Resurgence. Will I continue my playthrough? Yes, if the game stays in my account. It is a press build, so I don't know what that means. If that means that it's going to disappear after a while, or if I can actually still play the game. So I'm going to try to prioritize finishing the game this weekend as I'm recording this, and that way I can roll the videos out and you can see the whole thing from end to end, at least in my initial playthrough. But I'll be working on that in the background. There's a lot of other things that are also going on now. Very interesting. But if you're looking for a Star Trek fix right now, and you have a VR system, there is a new game out there called Star Trek Infection, and hopefully I'll have the trailer going on now. And this is a first-person VR game where you play a Vulcan for the first time, which is really exciting. And you basically have to explore a derelict ship hunting, I guess, this Cardassian that used to be your torturer during the Cardassian War, and you're even supposed to be on spring break, essentially, from your ship, but you're trying to track this guy down. I played it when I was at PAX East just a few weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. It felt very immersive into it, especially for someone like me who does not play VR games. It was pretty fun to try to jump into that universe and explore. And there's a lot of weird stuff in there. There's like alien infection powers that you get. You can do mind meld powers. Really, really cool stuff. And I can't recommend it anymore. I think it was a lot of fun if you like VR. And of course, there's a lot of other Star Trek games that you can also play. I have the 25th anniversary Star Trek game that is always a great fallback. Of course, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is also out right now, which lets you relive the entirety of the series and make your own decisions. Do you want Tuvix to live? You can do that. Do you want to try to leave immediately and go back home to the Alpha Quadrant? You can try to do that too. It didn't succeed for me, but maybe you'll have a different thing. It's also on sale for now, by the way, at the Steam store. But check out my full video on whether you think it's worth buying if you're on the fence for that. So I think that about says it all. The time is short for Star Trek Resurgence. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Thank you, to the folks at Dramatic Labs and Brunner House for making the game. I really enjoyed it. I hope you do too, and you get a chance to pick it up before it's gone forever. Again, time is running out. I'll have links in my description below about where the game was live at the time that I had this ready to go. So hopefully you can still get it. And if not, I guess it's just going to be one for the history books, a Star Trek game that is no more, and I know there's a few of those in the past. I have a couple in my own library that I can't even play anymore. But it's a little sad to kind of see a game that's barely 3 years old kind of go the way of the dinosaurs here. I'm very curious what you all think of that, by the way. Did you play Star Trek Resurgence? If so, did you enjoy it like I have been enjoying it? Let me know in the comments. And were you hoping to check it out at some point, thinking that it would always be available, and now it's gone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And by the way, if you got to this point in the video, let me know what your favorite Star Trek series is, or Star Trek movie. My favorite movie is Star Trek 6. The Undiscovered Country, and I think my favorite series might, just might, be Voyager. But it's been a long, long trip to get to that point. I have a few others in the hopper that are very close seconds. TNG, though, I think always stands apart. Let me know yours. Let me know yours. I want to know. And so until then, I will see you all, I guess, out there in the final frontier. So watch out, I guess, watch out for license expirations and don't get lost in space. The final frontier.
Roger that.